Good afternoon, guys. Okay, so here's one of the Democratic lawmakers, and she doesn't like the fact that women have to abide by certain laws that she feels are invasive. I guess having to do with abortion or whatever. And so she says, well, men, we need a masturbation law. And it says the act, it's Jessica Farrar of Texas. And she introduced the Men's Right to Know Act on Friday. The act would require men to go through an initial healthcare consultation, including medically unnecessary rectal exam a day before getting a Viagra prescription, coloscopy, or vasectomy. And the law would also require men to have to pay a $100 fee for masturbating because it's seen as an act against an unborn child. And so down the lane here it says, Farrar proposed these satirical regulations to bring attention to the similarly unnecessary and invasive law that women have to abide by. She knows it will not become law, but that was not the goal. The goal was to prove a point. Well, she did prove a point. She proved how stupid she is, and she proved how well she can waste time, money, and energy. And then moving on to GOP Steve King. And he talked about a white civilization in a tweet sending that roiled a lot on Twitter. And he says, we can't, this was having to do with Geert Wilder over in the Netherlands. He says, we can't restore our civilization with somebody else's babies. Meaning, of course, the Muslim. And you know, Americans have reached a point now where they realize that, you know something, we don't want people from other countries dominating this country because they're just going to ruin it. We like our culture the way it is. And yes, we're going to change, but we want to change on our terms, not theirs. And so, you know, what he did, it was seen as an anti-Muslim sort of thing, and that's fine. You know, I think the vast majority of the people in this country, they realize that having the Islamics here is not a great thing. And then also, like the snowstorm, you know, I didn't know you could get lightning with snow, but they call it a weather bomb. And that's what's coming back east, so you guys stay safe. Prince Harry's biological father, they were talking to some guy that he had fallen in love with Princess Di, and he said, no, I am not his dad. And then Kellyanne Conway talking about the surveillance that was done on Trump. She you know, like they're trying. This is the news, by the way, on AOL. This is what AOL has turned into. It's no longer any sort of hardcore news at all, or very little. And so anyway, they were saying that she was insinuating that the surveillance on Trump was actually greater than people first thought, which, you know something, it probably was. And then California saying, no, we're thinking about not even taking any income, making an income tax for teachers, just eliminating it for them. You know, and so the Democrats are doing everything they can to keep their base. And, you know, it's like as if they're not in hock enough. Anyway, and actually, we shouldn't have income tax for anybody. The truth is. And then Mark Cuban mouthing off again, making some Zoolander comment. And he's an individual who is trying so hard to stay relevant. And nobody gives a shit about him except for the stupid news. You know, I mean, AOL is not necessarily fake news. It's just fluff news. Anyway, that's all from AOL. Then we'll get to some real news sites, okay? Talk to you later. Bye bye.